the republic, which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
Call the meeting to order. We have a quorum. I'll take a motion to approve the agenda and the minutes.
So move.
No, second it.
I have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Rich is gone today.
And doing that
Is,
engineering thing
Yeah.
at St. Andrews Schools.
With a new one thing. Don't know.
I didn't see any was there any drainage? Well, you guys had a chance to look through the claims?
make a motion to approve the claims.
I'll second it. I have a motion and a second to approve the claims. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign, motion carries. Any reports? We have a report from the auditor. I'll take a
No,
motion.
clerk of court.
Oh, clerk report, you're right.
It's tricky.
It's tricky.
Make a motion to approve the reports.
I'll second that motion.
I have a motion and a second to approve the reports. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Any place on this one?
Yeah. Now you can skip down to 12.
NICOG board appointment. I talked to Tim O'Keefe. He's coming by council at the next meeting here, so. Which I think is this week. Yeah, 15th, so, yeah, he's gonna run it by council or something. He said he'd get back to me, so we'll get somebody filled for NICOG.
Good. Did you have Jerry's?
Yeah. That one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. We had emailed that. Gotcha. A motion to approve or appoint Jerry to the eminent domain.
I'm sorry.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
So now you have 2 of those and NICOG.
We still got one eminent domain to get right. Oh, 2.
Okay, I saw a business card at Paradise Pizza in St. Ansgar. Dan Reeder's an auctioneer.
Yes, he is.
Mhm.
Maybe contact him if we need that real estate type, whatever.
Mhm.
Obviously, he knows real estate.
Richard Bauer from Kansas is too.
As if, I saw a card in there, and it had Northwood address, and he must do some smaller stuff, but.
I will give him a call.
Yeah, he'll do stuff at community center.
Oh, I know Dan.
Coin auctions.
Yeah, stuff like that. So yeah, I checked with him if we need somebody with real estate knowledge, see if he'd be interested.
Will do.
You might have a little real estate now.
You should have. a little, right? Oh,
Plenty, I would think.
we don't want to deal with it, but that's okay.
Anybody else you can think of?
I just saw that one and I just remembered that.
I will give Dan a call. I forgot about that. And he was an auctioneer. Melissa, are you on?
Hello. We had the legislative forums on Friday. And I think that we're looking at March 3rd in Manly for the next one. It's tentative. It's not for sure set in stone, but I do have City Hall reserved tentatively. And then this week is the open house for NILTDRC, which is the Long-Term Recovery Committee. It's in Northwood at 3:30 at the EMA. And then Friday I'll be at Winnebago County Legislative Forums all day.
Good. Any questions for her?
Oh,
No.
Thank you, Melissa.
thanks, Melissa.
You bet.
EMS continued discussion.
Well, we're going to got invited to a meeting next week with Farm Bureau and everybody, did you guys see that? You guys able to go?
Yep,
Yes.
I told them I sent back a reply yesterday, so.
So I've been reaching out to all of the most of the chiefs, I guess I should say. I talked to Grafton Fire, Manly, Hamlin Town, Fertile. Just try to get them involved, make sure they get some sort of participation, but then also contact their township trustees. Try to get them there, except Trey Nessness was wanting to know. Cause I don't know how to get a hold of any of these trustees. I said, well, I can just reach out to the fire departments that I know of and.
Yep, they can.
We need to get the mayors there.
Yeah.
The city's gotta get involved. I've
Yeah.
talked to Northwood. But have you guys talked to your mayors?
Yeah, I talked to Tim will be,
I think they're invited.
Yes, they are.
yeah,
I'm just reminding them.
Yep.
I wanna make sure that they got it.
I don't know that Tim's gonna be there, because of the holiday, they would have their meeting on a Monday. That's when their meeting is, they're having it on Tuesday. So, and they won't have anybody there. He did tell me that, so. But I didn't know.
We just need to get the cities involved.
Yep. And I'll have more conversation with him maybe before that, so. But everybody, I guess, see what they wanna say, and everybody's got a plan on what the future's gonna bring, so. Cause everything's gonna change if Northwood does get their service up and running, so.
And I have a meeting this week with with Carl and Eric. To find out, do they want all this money up front? Is it a quarterly deal? Is it a monthly deal? Is it a 6-month deal? And number two, Eric said Carl said they were aware of the fact that Northwood was gonna do their own, and I wanted to know if we move, if they take over a large area, just the town of Northwood alone, is this gonna make a difference? How is this gonna work? Yeah, basically, those are and are there any questions you want me to answer? Because there's things we don't know there.
Right, there's
So we
some,
basically got a number and we got a breakdown of how they're gonna spend it, what it's gonna go for.
And that number should go down if Northwood takes over
Well,
Trump.
that's what I'm finding out. I don't know.
this
But you
first,
still have to have someone backing up to cover, because if you have 3 calls going and Northwood only has 1 ambulance, still someone has to show up.
yeah, see, this first year is gonna be tricky because. I don't know,
And that's what,
unknowns, big time unknown.
and that's what I wanna find out from them, how were they,
So then why shouldn't we pay as we go instead of
well, that's what I'm
paying
gonna
it all
ask.
in?
But I agree with you.
Yeah, oh yeah, they won't expect a check for the entire amount. Effective July 1st, I'm about positive of that, but.
Still can find a way to either levy or budget it or whatever.
Well-
And then it would still be paid per call or per quarter or whatever, so.
And I think that's what the trustees need to discuss. Throughout all this is that they will go after the levy themselves. Which then we still gotta bring the cities in to try to levy their portion, they can levy their portion as well, or do something. So,
And that was one of the questions I had for them too, which Dan is saying that, they're still gonna have to have backup there. I wanted to know, Fort City pretty much set it on call, if that's how they figured it out. I wanna know if this is, are you
Yeah.
taking the number of calls that went in there last year, and that's how you kind of figured this? I got a lot of questions.
Some of that would be on the 2080 agreement, how that's signed and what's put into place there.
How
yeah,
many,
cause they'll have to have a 2080 with Northwood,
and how many years ago was that?
they don't have one. With Northwood, with.
No, I mean, yeah,
New stuff.
it's
They
new.
do, but it was for.
There's an
Transport
older
agreement.
transport
There's,
agreement out
there's
there.
something there way back when.
Yes.
There's an older transport agreement out there that has to be updated. They should be updated every 2 years, the way it sounds, but being Northwood's gonna provide a service like that, they will have a 28E with them. And that will possibly be a separate contract. But that's one of the many unknowns so far. Because it's unknown that if Northwood's gonna be going by July 1st. They say they are, but if they are, so we gotta have a backup plan. We gotta have something for this first year, I think, and then
You gotta be going
start
on.
planning we
Yeah.
gotta start planning for next year.
Yeah.
Because,
And I just
The
want
money
to know,
can't come from the same place.
well, if we get trustees involved, then if they figure that, they can get for their budgets next year, but, so we're down to 11 months already. You know what I mean? By the time we start budgeting out, or I want to see if they're gonna budget that out or what, but.
I just got questions for them. Anything else that you guys want me to ask them that you got questions about?
I've talked plenty with them, so.
Okay,
Feel free.
we'll do. Anything else on EMS?
As of now.
Budget discussion. We're coming down to D-Day here.
Yeah, I just need to know. Like I told you guys before, I don't know what the valuation numbers are yet. We're still waiting for, hopefully this week. We find out more about if that Senate file or whatever file gets
181.
passed.
I think
And-
181, is that
That's
right?
just what I
And-
look, I just,
Yeah.
As far as I know, it's in the House right now.
right.
And then, I gotta know what you guys wanna start cutting. Like, the first one, I
Cut
figured,
non-essentials. That's just.
first one I figured was putting library back to the 133 or less. I haven't done the cut that you were talking about for salaries yet, but that probably will be a given, if not more.
How much time does because normally when we did that the last time, 2 years ago, it went back to each department and they refigured them and got them back to you. What time factor do they need? They can
We're
figure
gonna-
that out in a couple days?
Dan's got the biggest one, so.
Need at least 24 hours.
Mm,
What's that?
Still got a union.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that,
and then that,
and that's just hanging out there.
mm.
We're not gonna figure that one out before. So,
That I need to know where, and I do still have 200,000 that I put into capital, which that's what always goes,
We need to
but
do
we
that.
need it.
and the budget's gotta be certified 20 days before March 15th,
As of now,
which is the 24th here,
well,
pretty fast.
Mhm. We gotta do the max levy notice first.
first,
So I'm kind of gambling right now that we're gonna have an extension. It either has to get in the newspaper for next week or we have a month,
Do we need to have a workshop then this week, maybe?
possibly.
And
We probably,
so we're ready to go if we have to pull the trigger and get it in the paper by Friday, so
Definitely.
before Friday.
we gotta also figure out what we're gonna do with the comp board.
Mhm.
So they've got time to refigure it, so we got a number on it, right?
Yeah,
Which we could do at the work,
that'll be a part of the workshop, yeah.
yeah, we could do it at the workshop. When we do like a workshop,
Need
I'm
at
busy
least 20
Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday afternoon.
About mornings,
Yep, works for me.
like Wednesday,
Wednesday morning.
with mine too.
I'm fine with that. I just gotta be in Mason City, my new for night out meeting, so.
I do have something going Wednesday morning.
Thursday
I
morning,
could possibly do it late morning. Should.
10 to
I
12?
say 10:30.
What if we go Thursday morning?
Yeah, that's why it's Tuesday. 8 o'clock.
Well, we can do it
Had that
after
on
that.
schedule for 6 months, Enos. You
Yeah, you
should.
gotta take that.
I should have known that one.
We can do it after that if you want. I could
Thursday I'd be free. Yeah.
probably by 10 o'clock on Thursday, 'cause it's in St. Ansgar.
Should we set it up for 10 o'clock Thursday?
That'll give you time to get over there and get back. So,
have you guys been looking at the stuff I sent you?
yes, a
Uh,
lot of numbers.
I noticed in one of the codes that when you go past the $3.50 per thousand, not only do you have to show the two budgets and the difference, you have to come up with you have to have a reason in there as to why you did that.
Mhm.
I don't suppose anybody remembers what the reason was last year.
Then did we say for
It's-
Wednesday? With the-
10 o'clock
10
on
o'clock
Thursday. Anybody recall that from last year?
It's on what I sent you.
Because that's where the levy needs to be.
Well, there's all kinds of
But the
reasons.
state's still stuck at 350.
Well, and did you see what I think I sent you, and you already got it, but they're trying to they're even trying to cut.
Yep.
This year, I don't know how they can do that,
Right.
and we're so close to being done with this.
That's how they do
They're
it.
forcing us back to the $3.50, and we're sitting at 4.25. And then if you don't do that, and you do the extra, then they penalize you.
Well, and is the extra just general supplemental, or is there still emergency? I didn't understand that.
I didn't understand it.
I didn't either, because right now we still have an extra on the general,
Mm-hmm,
but I didn't understand that either.
and I think general supplemental might have to go up a little bit too, depending on where the wages end up.
So what we could do is figure out all the extra stuff they mandated to do and never give us funding for.
That would be a
And then
reason.
that'll be our extra,
Well-
and then they say, what's your reason? This is our reason.
And you can back
Because you
out,
guys have Made us do this.
And that was one of the reasons on there. The states put demands on you that,
Right.
and how would we be able to decide how much of the money we use for courts?
Yeah,
That,
right.
I
To get
don't,
reimbursed. or-
no, that
Well,
one,
to
that
levy.
more. and
that
more,
one said
you
whatever
guys
it
need a
takes.
budget director.
Yeah, when it comes to levy for the court system, it's whatever it takes. That one's not a problem. The way I read it.
But
About
who
that.
knows
What's
what that
dollar?
number, yeah.
What's the dollar amount? That's the biggest thing.
We
Because
have
if
the
we-
same-
Like you said, it's a guess.
It's one of those things where if you levy for it, it's probably all they're gonna allow you to use it for, you know?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah,
So if you levy
that's it, yeah.
Levy 100,000 a year.
They're not gonna let you use it someplace
You
else.
wanna use
We don't,
30, you know?
we don't levy much for, I don't know what we can justify.
Right.
Anyway, Thursday, 10 a.m. budget workshop.
Good.
We'll get on top of this thing. Better to be ahead than behind. Is Chris on?
Myers, no.
Oh,
No,
he's not on.
End of the month usually.
Department head discussions. Anything, Dan?
Only thing I have is I won't be in on Friday. I got some appointments all day Friday that I'll be taken care of.
Teresa had one in the chat here. Says everything's good in their office. Talking about department head meeting, to have discussion who attends safety meetings going forward. And see if we need to have a person from each department involved on said committee.
We haven't all even went to the
I
training.
was gonna say, we
Right.
probably should wait until after.
After training.
Second
Right,
training
agreed,
gets done.
yeah. It's been, safety committee's been pretty small and pretty,
And nobody's wanted to be part of it.
nobody wants to be part of it, no, I get it. But it's been basically focused on the sheriff's department, secondary roads, and that's, and the discussion.
That's where the
seems like
biggest portion of liability is.
Where the liability's
I
been,
think
but
public health should be in there too.
yeah, public health should be in it, you're right, no, I fully agree.
You sent out an email that our MOD went down, which is good,
No, I didn't.
No, a little
because
bit.
that's just it's our safety score, right?
Yeah,
It's a whole bunch of- it's a
Yeah.
big
That's
it's a whole-
basically their
calculation.
number, they're gonna. base
Charges
our-
them.
They're gonna base our
Premium.
comp off.
He told us that a year ago, we were right at the peak, we should be starting.
Yeah.
If we don't have any
Yeah.
issues, we should be starting to taper off, but we are so high right now that it's gonna take a few years.
Before all this stuff happened, we were like at 0.73
Yes.
And now we're
and
at
$50,000
1.16 or
premiums.
something like that.
Like 150,000.
No, when we were 0.73,
Yeah,
it
but I
was
mean,
like
we've gone up.
50,000. Yeah, we're like at 150.
So,
I know the contractors, you gotta have below 1 to work in certain facilities, so. Because otherwise you're a hazard. You know?
Mhm, that
So,
makes
yeah,
sense.
I just noticed that it went down finally after 2 years.
Yeah.
I knew it was coming.
we got a ways to go, so hopefully we can keep going. The trend is going that way.
Well, I had to give you good news for once.
Good.
Yeah.
That helps. I'll tell you that.
Any other department head discussions out there?
Um.
Oh, wait. Mark Tomlinson says the next training is February 22nd.
Yep.
And the next safety meeting is March 13th.
So it can be discussed then.
So we could possibly put some invites out to anybody that wants to send a representative to that would be.
It's been offered.
You know, it's,
before.
I don't think it's a set thing by the board, you know, it was set up and I don't,
Well, we can just.
I've been on it. ever since
We can
I
just
got
make a
it.
policy, put it in the handbook.
Absolutely.
What did you say?
Make a policy and put it in the handbook.
Good.
That we need representation from every,
That wouldn't be a handbook thing, really.
some sort of a policy, either way,
Not-
make a
Like I
policy.
say, I don't even know how it was put together originally, because I've been on it since I was elected, so, it's long before I got on, and it was not very active at first, until this started all happening.
Because between that and wellness is, you know, where can we put their policies too?
Yeah.
With participation in the wellness. I mean, that would be a handbook thing that I guess.
That definitely would be on how we handle that as far as, on loans.
Well, hopefully we have more training and we're tracking better of who's showing up and it should be required.
It's better. We're definitely doing things that make our insurance carrier happier that way, but yeah, even the wellness stuff, it's different.
Yeah, the new phone stuff is coming in on next week, Monday, written today. And this week we're gonna be doing training. I'm sending that out this afternoon here, so. Or this morning, hopefully.
Got their cyber training. Get on your computer.
Notice.
Get it
Yeah,
done.
got their notice.
Haven't done it yet, but I got it.
I haven't either.
It's hanging out there.
Exception.
Okay, supervisor weeklies. Aye.
One other thing here,
Okay.
Cindy Thompson, said that assessment notices were mailed on Friday.
Sweet.
Stay out of this building. Go out.
Yeah. Don't answer your
Go.
phone.
Yeah.
Anybody else out there in chat?
No, that was the last message I got.
Okay,
So Teresa and Mark and Cindy.
we'll go back to supervisor weekly. I had, North Iowa Children's Alliance. And basically there, we just amended the bylaws, so instead of a 2-year term, we went to 3. Which makes a 9 consecutive years that you can be on it instead of 6. And then we had a presentation on I Smile about oral health, which I think is very good for the county. Then I had Second Judicial Department of Corrections. And we went through that meeting really fast, and then Linda Merkin got on from down at Story County and started talking about the Department of Corrections and the fact that we're getting that the governor wants to do the inner realignment. And basically the local advisory committee would become the new district advisory committee, and they would report, and we're gonna lose a lot of our on-hands information from the local counties, and they feel that, well, I mean, people look at the state of Iowa as far as how they do corrections, and everything's been going down for us. And they're trying to figure out why we're taking something that works and trying to take it to the state. All of these, there's like 1,100 employees that now would become state employees. And whether if they'd cut there or not. And I know one of the selling points is, they said, was the fact that they were gonna save like 3 million. Well, the group went in and looked, and the 3 million is already being saved already up front. That was already in progress. So, but yeah, it was quite a meeting, about an hour and a half of it. So that's the 2 things that I had for the week.
Just trying to keep up with the president's only got 24, 27 like sub entities or subcommittee, things like that. And state of Iowa has like 34 or 37, so trying to like combine everything and get that number down.
And I need to reach out to Jane about it. I did not get, well, she was informed when we were having this meeting, so, yeah. But I need to reach out to her on it real quick, because she's the chairman of the house on it. That's all I had.
I had a comprehensive plan committee with the Shell Rock watershed. We're getting our community meeting set up for March. Sometime March 14th, I think. Can't remember for sure, but anyways, we just get some flyers and notifications out. So Sam, once I see some of that, I'll send it towards you to post on our website.
Sound good.
Just information about what it is, what it's gonna do, who needs help with what, flood mitigation or water quality or whatever. So we'll get that rolling. And then I was at that forum Friday morning. One discussion was with insurance. They're talking about allowing cities and schools to become all part of a pool. Like we are with ISAC and the other 28 counties. So that's being talked about down there to allow that to happen. So may help with insurance rates, may or may not, I don't know, but I think the more people get into it, I think the better you might be. So there was some discussion on that, and then there's some discussion, of course, on the school funds and that kind of stuff. Couple of school board members, superintendent, teachers, former teachers there that were pretty upset and had a good conversation there, I guess. So. And then that pipeline was a discussion, which as of now doesn't affect us much, so see how that goes. But any of these bills, how them, there's something that we don't like or you guys don't like, just send them an email, send them a text, call them. Stay on, we're going to inform Wayland on all this tax stuff that they're doing. It's not good for us. Trying to get their hands on a lot of things I don't think they need to, so. It's just, it's gonna affect us in a bad way down here. Like the local option sales tax thing, I still don't agree with that. They're saying it would bring back a little more money. Yeah, it always does until they decide to quit doing it, and then it disappears. I said it's local option for a reason, leave it, needs to stay here. The voters here decided to do it. Every town, everywhere. They decided to do it, it should be left at a local level, so. I doubt that will change, but.
Did they talk much about going from 6 to 7%? Sales tax?
No, you know, that's part of that, is if they take the local option sales tax. Well, which 3/8 was the water quality conservation, natural resource stuff that's been on the docket for 12 years now. That'll fire that up and then, well, then they'll figure out the other percentage of what the rest of that tax dollar or sales tax dollar is gonna do, so. So yeah, it's out there, I guess, they just, that's part of the whole situation. So I think that's what they're trying to do is mix it in with some other stuff and then it always looks good, but then it'll always just disappear, but that's what worries me is that the more stuff they get their hands on, it's easier for them to take it away, and then we lose local control for the people that we should be looking up. Remember that when you vote next time. Yeah, for your legislators. How they treat your taxes. It's not always us. That's all I have.
I had nothing last week, so.
Okay. Next week's agenda items. You're gonna get in touch with Heidi.
Mhm.
Anything else? Nope. In that case, I will take a motion to adjourn.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion carries, we're adjourned.